Honda is bringing back one of its most famous names, and the internet has already made up its mind. The new Prelude is too slow, too expensive, and too much Civic underneath the skin. What most of that conversation misses is what actually happens when you stand in front of this car and start looking at the details. This particular car is finished in blue with a white and blue two-tone interior, and the first thing you notice is the stance. It sits lower and wider than photos suggest. The full-width rear light bar, the Prelude script across the back, and the blacked-out lower diffuser give it a presence that the Civic never had. The front end is sharp without being aggressive, and the flush door handles are a first for Honda at this level. From every angle, this looks like a car that costs more than it does. Inside, the two-tone blue and white cabin makes a strong first impression. The materials are a step above the Civic, and the flat-bottom steering wheel with blue stitching and aluminum paddle shifters sets the tone immediately. The 9-inch touchscreen and 10.2-inch digital cluster are familiar Honda architecture, but the rising center console with its button-operated gear selector gives the cockpit a more focused feel. Physical climate controls remain, and wireless charging, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Bose Premium Audio are all standard, no option packages, one car fully loaded. The front seats are supportive without being restrictive, finished in leather with blue contrast stitching that ties the cabin together. Rear seat space is limited to children or short trips, which is expected for a coupe this size. If comparisons like this help you decide, subscribe so you catch the next one. The liftback design opens to 15.1 cubic feet of cargo space behind the rear seats with 60-40 split folding flexibility. A weekend bag and a set of golf clubs fit without rearranging your life, and the low-load lip and wide opening make this more practical than any traditional coupe trunk. Under the skin is where the Prelude starts making its case. 200 horsepower and 232 pound-feet of torque come from Honda's two-motor hybrid system paired with a 2-liter Atkinson cycle 4-cylinder. That power figure is identical to the original Prelude from 25 years ago, but the torque is significantly higher. 0 to 60 arrives in 6.5 seconds, and combined fuel economy sits at 44 miles per gallon. The chassis borrows the Civic Type R's dual-axis front suspension and 4-piston Brembo brakes, plus adaptive dampers tuned specifically for this car across comfort, GT, sport, and individual modes. The S+ shift system simulates 8 virtual gear ratios through the paddle shifters, with rev matching and throttle blipping on downshifts. In automatic mode, the system can be slow to downshift when braking into corners and tends to upshift before the red line. Using the paddles directly is the better approach, and it actually makes the driving experience feel more connected because you are making those decisions yourself. At $42,000, the Prelude costs $10,000 more than a Toyota GR86 and $6,000 more than a Volkswagen GTI. But the standard equipment list includes Brembo brakes, adaptive dampers, Bose audio, leather seats, and Honda sensing, all included. For buyers who want a car that looks special, handles with precision, and returns 44 miles per gallon doing it, the Prelude fills a space that nothing else in the market currently occupies. Whether the internet comes around to that is another question. The car itself has already made its point. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.